School failed you. And in this video, I'll explain 3 basic reasons why this happened, and I'm gonna explain why I think education past a certain point doesn't make any sense. But first, I wanna address the typical reason why people say this, and it's that school doesn't teach you valuable stuff. They don't teach you how to manage money. They don't teach you how to pay taxes. They don't teach you how to work or how to have a good work ethic. And while that is true, I think that is not exactly the main reason why school sucks. And let me explain to you with an example. If you go to the gym, you probably bench press, or let's get dumbbell curls. You do bicep curls, right? Well, when in your life will you actually use this movement or this movement? Yeah, maybe you're gonna be stuck under a car, but it doesn't make any sense. The reason you train that is to train the muscle. So you actually train it and have more, it is able to take up more workload. Well, that is the same reason why school teaches you dumb stuff like the Pythagorean theorem. It's to actually work out your brain. So I don't think it sucks. I just think we learn it way too much, like until 18 years old. I think past a certain point, you should be able to actually not specialize, but learn more practical skills. Now, the first reason why I think school actually sucks is they don't teach critical thinking. They teach you what to learn and know how to learn, or how to even think if this is right. So they will teach you exactly what to learn, but they don't teach if the sources you learn are actually correct. And let me put an example from my school. So in school I have this one teacher, he's great, and he actually teaches us critical thinking. And he told us, don't believe everything from social media or just from in the internet. You should actually research and see if it is true. Yes, that is very good opinion and great that he teaches us. Thing is, it actually sounded like he was just proposing a political agenda. And I don't have a problem with him teaching critical thinking, it's just make it sound real. And I know he wasn't pushing a political agenda because I know this teacher, I've talked to him, and it's not that, but it didn't sound actually so natural. It was just like, it was very political. So that is the first reason why I think school failed you. Number 2, I actually already addressed it before the first point, is that they don't teach valuable stuff. And I already defended school when they teach not valuable stuff like the Pythagorean theorem or geometry. You're probably not gonna use it ever. So why am I now bringing it up again and saying it's bad? Well, you can teach us anything you want. You can teach exactly how to train your brain like a muscle, right? So you can teach us stuff to actually learn to use our brain. But you need to teach us what we actually will need, because it won't make sense if we train our brain and then you just leave it blank and we have to learn it. Why am I going to school then? So what I mean is, I already addressed it, money management. Most people don't have any idea how to manage their money, and they not stay broke, but they can't save anything. Then also how to pay our taxes. I start working and I have no idea how to pay my taxes. Okay, maybe debate, communications, basic stuff that will actually be useful. And I probably can come up with more examples, but I don't want to now. So just think a little bit and you will get a lot more ideas that you can learn, that we sometimes learn. I have some classes, like I have not a debate class, but the same teacher that taught us the critical thinking stuff, he actually teaches us how to talk, how to give speeches. But just one teacher, one class, sometimes once a year, yeah, it's not gonna cut it. We need actual class. So the only class I actually stand by is debate and public speaking. That is 2 skills that I think school definitely needs to teach, that most schools don't. And number 3, they suppress thinking. And this is actually a 2 for 1, because there are 2 big points in this one. The first is they teach memorization, not thinking. Has it happened to you that, for example, I'm gonna get the example of Spanish class. After 4 years in Spanish class, what did you actually learn? How many people actually knew Spanish after that? I'm gonna guess about 99% of people don't. They just learned enough to pass the test and they forget it. So they just memorize enough. Well, if you actually if they actually taught us how to learn or how to think, that percentage would probably go down for about until 70%. But no, they teach think and memorization, and it's not even this. It's actually the students' fault. Like, you can think. I know some friends that think and actually learn more, and some friends who just memorize. But the thing is, school doesn't require you to think. It requires you to memorize and think, but they don't teach you how to actually remember stuff, or, well, remember, yes, but know how to think. And of course, students are gonna choose the path of least resistance. So I think it's on the school to actually require students to think and not just memorize and cruise with just memorization and then not learn anything. And the second part is they actually suppress thinking. I'm gonna say a story. I'm gonna tell you a story for this one because I think it's gonna be better if I tell you that. So I have a friend, and he was doing some math homework. And when he was doing it, he actually asked his father for help. And the father saw that they weren't using a not as productive method. He knew a method that could get the same result in less steps. So he taught it to his son, to my friend, right? And now my friend knows this method and does the homework in a faster, more efficient method. When he comes to school the next day, the teacher sees the homework and says, "Why are you using the correct method?" And they start debating. Like, my friend is, "Hey, it got the same result in less steps. Why are you mad?" And the teacher was, I wouldn't say mad, I would say mad. The teacher was mad that the kid actually questioned her methods and started talking back to her when he was just explaining himself. And the teacher started saying stuff like, "You're not paying attention, I'm gonna lower your grade because you're not using the correct formula." And my friend, obviously like a reasonable person, said, "Why if I got the same result?" And the teacher actually sent him to detention. Well, not to detention, but to the principal's office for talking back to her. The principal had to call the dad and the teacher, and and my friend's father actually said, "Hey, if he was more efficient than you, why should you lower his grade? You should actually give him a higher grade because he's more efficient." And I bring this story to tell you that my friend actually thought, well, not exactly, but my friend actually used a different method to think and be more efficient. And the teacher punished him for that. So they suppress thinking. And I don't understand why, because school is supposed to be beneficial for you, not suppress thinking and make you into a sheep that will just follow commands. But it actually does that. And luckily my school, it doesn't suck like that. My friend goes to a different school, but I know a lot of people who have suffered from the same things. So those are the 3 reasons why I think school needs to change. And I'm not proposing that school is completely wiped out. I'm just saying it needs to change. And this video was a bit different. It was more of a rant / yapping. So tell me if you enjoyed this type of content or if I should just go back to my normal one. I probably will keep on doing normal stuff, but I just needed to get this out of me. If you enjoyed the video, go watch this one, which is my latest upload. It's an absolute banger. Or this one, which YouTube specifically picked out for you because the algorithm actually tracks us and knows exactly what we like. And it's very scary, but this video is definitely for you. You'll enjoy it, so go watch it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe.